What's good, peeps? It's your boy Eduard Todor. I want to get into this video as soon as I can, but before doing that, I just want to say we're doing like a role giveaway on Discord. So I think we have like 10 more people until we reach 300 server size. So the 300th person is gonna get a custom role with their own custom colors and all that shit. So definitely go and join the server down below. Anyway. After yesterday's video, I actually had quite a few people hit me up, and even in the comments, people was talking about how they struggle with performing, they struggle with approaching people, they struggle with the actual aspect of performing the magic. And this was me for a long time, okay? Even relatively recently, I mean, like before I started this YouTube channel, I wasn't performing, okay? So even relatively recently, I mean, I was performing when I wanted to. I was performing to people that, you know, that were like kind of, they wanted to see it or whatever, but I wasn't going out and like just meeting people and performing and trying to get networking, and I wasn't doing any of that, okay? So the very first thing when we're talking about performing magic, right? And let's take it in a very social setting where people are just hanging out, let's say at a bar or maybe at a club, or, you know, who knows, maybe it's a social activity that you do. I don't know, okay? But why, you have to ask yourself, what's the reason behind my performance, okay? If all you want to do is practice performing, okay, you just want as many performances as you can to get comfortable with performing, which is what you should be doing if you watch my last video. If you're not comfortable performing, you should just be going out there and doing it, okay? If that's all you want it to do from it, you don't want to get money, you don't want to get, it's nothing to do with that, it's just you wanting to rack up the repetitions of the performances, okay? If that's all you want to do, it's very, very simple, okay? You just have to be honest. You walk up to a group of people and you say, hey guys, I'm a magician. I don't get to practice a lot, you know, I'm super busy. Do you guys want to see some crazy shit? And even if you walk up to them with the cards in your hand, and you say that, and you can add in a little spring or add in something like that, they're gonna go crazy, and of course they're gonna let you do some magic, okay? It's as simple as that, all right? Now, obviously, don't do it to random people like that. You can obviously, like, if someone is walking hurriedly down the road, you know, maybe just going to the bank, or maybe, you know, who knows, like, you know, do it to people that look like they're just there to have fun, or whatever it is, right? They're just hanging out, right? That's the best people to do it to. If someone's in a hurry to do something or to get somewhere, they're most likely gonna be like, no, I don't have time for that. Let me go, right? So if that's all you want to do, if practicing is your main priority, okay, then that's all you need to do. You just have to be in line with what your real like purpose is, okay? If your purpose is to practice, you can literally go up to someone and say, listen, I'm a magician, I want to practice some tricks, do you want to see some cool stuff, okay? And maybe give me some tips. And that way they even feel bad for saying, if they say no, because it's like you asked them a favor, right? But that's another story. If you're doing it to get street magic footage, literally go up and say, hello, my name is Eduard Todor, I'm a magician, we're filming a street magic video, do you guys want to be in it? Simple as that. Simple as that, okay? Now, if you want to go out and meet people, okay, now this is a very different nuance, because you can meet people through the things that I was saying before, right? Like after you do some magic, you can really get to know people. But if you want to go out to meet people, which is what I do, I don't go out just to perform, okay? I want to go out and have a good time. You know, if I end up performing, that's great, but I really want to just meet people, okay? So, if that's the case, I do not recommend, all right, going up and kind of like, oh guys, I'm here, pick a card, right? Like, to me, if you're socially smart about this, you will actually take a look and see that you're using magic as a crutch, okay? You're using magic as a crutch to be social, you know, and that can be very dangerous, because I know a lot of people start magic simply because they were, you know, they had bad social circles, or they just they weren't really social as a kid, maybe, you know, they're not very good with speaking to people, maybe, you know, whatever it is. And so they pick up magic, and they're like, well, if I can amaze people, they're gonna want to be around me, okay? And I definitely endorse, if that's the case, you have to get good at socializing, okay? Do not use magic as a crutch, because all that's gonna do is it's gonna make you dependent on that thing to be social, okay? So if you want to meet people, okay, then use magic as kind of a cool thing that you also do, but don't rely on it to meet people. Don't rely on it to engage in conversation, okay? Because what's going to happen is as soon as you finish your tricks, right? Let's say you have a 10-minute routine that you've been practicing, okay? You have a 10-minute routine you've been practicing, you go out, you do it to someone, 10 minutes is over, everyone's like, wow, that's crazy, man. How long have you been doing this? Oh, 7 years, yeah, 7 years. And then it just dies out. And they're like, well, it was good to meet you, bye, you know, whatever. So you do not, like, you want to be able to engage with people without any sort of magic, okay? And the magic is kind of an extra. It's kind of a cool thing. Wow, that guy really can do that? What the hell? And then you just banter about some other shit for 30 minutes, right? So, what I do is, for example, last weekend I went out to the club, right? I performed for like the whole outside area, okay? That's what you know, you guys saw the video. Bouncers came, they started watching it as well, all that shit. I never mentioned, I never, you know, people asked me to do it, okay? So what happened there was I went up to a group of people, they were taking a selfie, like a group selfie, and I went in and right? And I just like was just messing around, having fun, right? And they're like, yeah, get in. So we all take a selfie, right? I don't even know these dudes. And they're like, what's your Insta? Let me tag you. I give him my Instagram. What shows up? What's the first thing that shows up on my Instagram? Magician, 1.2K followers. They're like, oh shit, this guy has something, right? Do you do magic? Yeah, I do. Bro, can you show us anything? Boom. That was it, right? That was it, you know? Or I'll just, for example, another thing, like literally I just go up and I start a conversation like, hey, how are you guys doing? Eduard, nice to meet you guys. How do you guys know each other? Oh, really? Are those your friends? Cool. Wait, so you guys work together? That's crazy, you know? What do you do for work, you know? And then I just kind of like engage in conversation. Eventually, they ask me, like, oh yeah, how old are you? What do you do for work? Whatever. Oh yeah, I'm a magician. Okay. Technically, it's not my job yet, but, you know, it's way more fun to say than, oh yeah, I do construction work or whatever, right? And then they're like, wait, really? Show us something. And then I pull out my pack of cards. I never, right? I never, like, bring it up. Like, you guys didn't know about magic? Have you heard about David Blaine? Let me show you something. I never do that. I personally never do that. I like to be able to engage with people. And then, right, if it comes up, then I'll do magic and everyone's having a good time. And then we can go back to just talking like we were originally, okay? So it sets up that kind of friendly, we're on the same level thing. Because if you come in as the magician, all of a sudden now people are like, oh, is this guy, it feels like he's trying to impress, you know, it feels like he's not being genuine because he's not just talking to me like a normal person, he's just trying to show off, you know? So that's what I think, if you're trying to genuinely get to know people and you're relying on magic as a crutch, it's going to come across as kind of weird. And that's when people start to heckle, and that's when people, because they realize, wait, this guy is not just trying to show me something cool, he's like kind of presenting himself as kind of above me in a way. He's not even engaging with me on a normal, like, human to human type of vibe, you know? So, that's the thing. That's all it is. Now, one of the things that I noticed people were talking to me about is they don't know what to say. Okay, they don't know how to talk to people. And that, again, as I said, a lot of people get into magic because they don't know how to do that, right? So it's a hard skill to learn when you know, you're kind of avoiding it and you're doing other things to try to level yourself up with that, right? Essentially, you have to not question whether or not what you say is good enough. Okay, this is a big one, right? For a long time, I struggled with this. Have you ever had that moment where you go on Facebook, you see you see a meme or you see you know, something funny, and you want to make a joke on your friend's photo, right? You want to make a joke, but then you think to yourself, wait, is this really funny? How are people gonna take this? Are they gonna like it? Because what if I post and then no one likes it, and that now I look like an idiot? Should I post? Nah, I won't post it, right? That's happened, right? I mean, I've experienced that well way back, but you know, it does happen, especially if you worry about what other people think of you. So that's the wrong mentality. You got to get out of that shit. As soon as something funny comes into your head, you press send. That's it, okay? That's it, right? Because if you start to filter the things that, ooh, is this funny enough for this to say out loud? Is this not funny enough to say out loud? You don't know how people are gonna take that. You don't know how people, you know, so you might completely miss a good joke just because you were being overly critical, and you might completely screw up something and you thought it was funny, but they didn't think, and then now you're thinking, oh shit, they didn't think it was funny, right? But if you don't give a shit what people think, Okay, it's harder to do then, but you know, it takes time. If you don't give a shit what people think and you're just expressing yourself as you would normally, right, then people get to know who you really are. That's the difference. Okay, they're not just getting this cherry-picked version of yourself, they're getting you, which is what you want to do if you want to meet people. Okay, so you know, if you have a best friend or whatever, and you're just hanging out, you're not gonna be like, wait, should I say this joke? Is this funny? Is this funny to say right now? What's he gonna think? No, you're just like, this guy's just some scrub that I met like when I was 5 years old. Like, who gives a shit? You know what I mean? Like, he's in this whether he wants to or not. He's not just gonna walk out. I don't give a shit. And then you can tease each other, you talk shit, you know, it's that vibe, and that's what you want to recreate. And you can only really do that when you stop caring what people think of you. Okay, and that's super hard to do, but again, it's that same principle we talked about in the last video with desensitization. The more you do it, the more you socialize, the more you meet people, the less you care, right? Because you're not coming out of a place of like, I hope these 3 people that I met in the last 3 months like me, right? Because these are going to be probably the last 3 people I'm going to meet for the next 3 months. No, because you're always out, you're always social, you're always talking to people, and so when you be like, oh, well, you know, this is a group of 4 dudes. They seem pretty cool. Let's see what they're about. You just start bantering with them. You know, they're like, wait, you do magic? Yeah, for sure, man. I pick up, you know, I do my cards. Maybe they hate me. It's okay. There's literally like 90 other dudes in the club that I can probably talk to. Like, you know what I mean? It doesn't matter. Okay. And another thing to kind of finish this off. Another thing is making sure you don't take yourself too seriously, okay? Like I see a lot of magicians doing this, and on stage, and, you know, stage magic. This is why I don't like no talking acts with so much music and so much, you know, they do a fan and they go, right? Like, I don't know, for me it's a bit too over the top. Like, yeah, it's a big deal. Like, you know what I mean? But, so yeah, I feel like a lot of magicians have the tendency to kind of take themselves really seriously. A lot of people will talk about the art, you know, of magic as like, well, you know, when I really think about it, it's not about the deception. It's not about fooling people. It's about the connection, right? But then when they go out, they're all like up here and they're like, look, watch, look, right? And again, for, you know, David Blaine, it works for him. I'm not talking shit, but you have to be genuine, okay? You have to be yourself. You have to talk to people on the same level, right? You're like if someone catches you out, again, same thing we talked in the last video, don't be butthurt, right? You're on the same level. You were just showing him something cool, right? You're not this big magician and he's like, oh shit, some fan. No, right? You're just some friends hanging out and you're showing them something cool. That's the mentality. And then when you switch to that mentality, then it doesn't matter if you fail. It doesn't matter if they don't like you. It doesn't matter, because all of a sudden it's like, well, we were just hanging out. Like, it wasn't a big deal. I wasn't even getting paid for it. So who gives a shit if they didn't like me, you know? Now, if you're at a venue, if you're getting paid by a venue, then approaching is a completely different topic, because you can just go up, do this a couple times, get everyone's attention and say, hey, you know, I'm today's magician. My name is Eduard Todor. Would you guys like to see something amazing? Right? Like, then you're just completely honest with your goals and honest with what your intentions are, because people, you know, it's like, I was hired, this is my damn job, I'm getting paid, so I have to do this, regardless of whether you guys, you know. But if you want to meet people, and that's really your goal, but then you go up and say, hey guys, pick a card, that's a bit weird, right? Because you want to meet them, you're not actually wanting to practice your magic. If you want to practice your magic, be upfront. That's all I'm saying. So, at the end of the day, it's really not a big deal, okay? You'll start to notice this once you actually do what I'm talking about. Once you actually go out and start performing, once you actually go out and start meeting people, once you actually start to talk to people, it's not a big deal, you know? It's only a big deal when you're not doing it, because it's so outside your reality. It's so outside something that you would normally do that it's really like a scary thing. But once you start doing it, it's actually not a big deal, and you'll notice that, you know? And people are nicer than you think. You like, mentally, you put yourself in the worst case scenario. Well, what if they just say no? What if they just... So, like, what happens? Nothing happens, right? What if they say go away? Like, who gives a shit, right? But what you find is, if you're genuine, most people are going to love you, okay? They're going to absolutely love you. And I've had people that like, oh, what's your Instagram? I'm gonna follow you. Holy shit, yeah, bro, come over here. Dude, have you seen this guy's magic? That's insane, bro. And then it turns out they were just hanging out for the next 2 hours, just talking shit, you know? I mean, you guys have, if you guys know my story time videos and you have watched them all, assuming you watched the one where I got into the club by doing magic to some dudes, you know, I was just cool hanging out, did magic, talk shit, and they're like, yo, what are you doing? Let's get you in the club. Right? And they actually knew the bouncers and got me in. So, you know, at the end of the day, just be genuine. That's really what it is. But the biggest thing is you have to do it. You have to it's going to be uncomfortable. You got to go out there and do it. Once you do it a few times, you'll notice it's not a big deal. It's honestly not a big deal. And once you start to kind of get used to doing it, it's going to be like, wait, why did I even worry about it? You know? But anyway, that's about it for this video. If it was helpful in any way, please like and share and do all the things you need to do. If you like my videos and you know, want to see more, the subscribe button is down below. Follow me on all the social media platforms. All the links are down below for that. My Patreon and my Discord links are down below. You know where to find them. You know where to find them. I don't need to keep telling you guys. But as always, mad respect, much love, stay lit, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.